Hope y'all don't know. About a month ago, I came to his mama and his sister. I asked them will they get him to me. This is his daughter. She said yes. His mom said yes. His sister said yes.
Oh, she just set the bar. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She just set the bar. She proposed.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Open Heart Podcast, where heartfelt conversations unfold on a cozy couch. I am your host, Nita Rain, as you already know, and today I'm here with my man.
What's happening, everybody? Let's get it.
You love when I say that. It's so annoying.
Another episode. Like I actually love when she say, my man. You feel me? She can't stop saying that because
He's
we
so
gotta
annoying.
let the world knows that
my man,
I'm her man. But yeah, welcome back to another episode, y'all.
As you can see to this topic, we're talking about should women propose to a man? You know, and what do you think about that? Like, should women propose to a man? So, well, let me just give like a quick intro. So, just like going by traditional norm, we know that, you know, it's like a universal thing. I don't know anywhere that's a norm for a woman to propose to a man. However, today's world, we have seen this so many times in so many places that women are taking the stand and going to get what they want. They're proposing to men, and a lot of people have different opinions to, girl, you crazy, why should you do that? And then some people are like, well, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. So with that being said, what do you think? Should women propose to men? Should women propose to men?
For real though, like, I can't believe that this is actually a conversation that we gotta have. Should a woman propose to a man? Like, come on. Some things shouldn't even be tempered with. Some things shouldn't have to be touched.
Some traditions should have to be
some
broken.
traditions shouldn't be broken. You feel me? Like, oh my goodness, where do we come from, fellas? As actually the dudes that are even, man, accepting those rings, bro.
Shame.
You're not shame. Like, it's crazy
They say yes,
that we think that it's okay to actually say yes to the woman that got on her knees to propose to you, bro. Like, where does that happen at? Only in 2023, 22, 24, this is happening. All because of social media. I'm confused that this is even a thing nowadays. So to answer your question, how do I feel? I hope that gives you enough because, baby, that's crazy that that's something that's really happening nowadays, man.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it is. I don't want to say it's a norm because, you know, that's just not the tradition. And I feel like some traditions shouldn't be broken. But unfortunately, this is something that has been happening for a long period of time, for like over the past, I would say, decade, because, you know, I don't know. I think women are just tired of waiting, and, you know, and they're like, well, why can't I go get what I want? If, you know, if he's saying that he's going to marry me anyway, he's just wasting time. I want to do it on my time, and I want to do it now. So let me go ahead and propose to him and see where this goes. And men are really saying yes to the ring.
My goodness, that's crazy. So I think you said an interesting thing there is that the women are doing it because
they're tired of waiting.
But is that nowadays? I question a lot of things that I see on social media these days, right? Because, you know, you would have to really show me a real scenario that, man, this really happened and this dude said yes.
Oh, you just saw the video.
Yeah, we
So
did
it
see the
happened.
video, but I'm saying, like, people can stage a lot of these things these days just to have conversation
real.
and engagement under their posts, because I can't seem to get it through my head and really like I can't handle the fact that dudes are okay with this, right? And is it because you just have her waiting and waiting, and what if this dude say no? Does this lady leave?
Then she know where she stands, or if she wants to wait until he's ready. I don't know how that works, but I think traditionally we all know that a man is supposed to propose to a woman. You are the one that, because like they said, she is the prize. She is the prize. You went ahead, and just how you went and pursued her to try to get her to be with you, to date her, to be in a relationship with her. It's your duty to get on your knee and say, listen, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You can express that all day and say, oh, I want to be with you, I want to marry you, I want to be with you for the rest of my life. However, that's just another step. That's just another that's just like a traditional way of people showing like this is how I'm going to propose to what I'm saying to you. And I want to see how I want you to accept it, or not, but I want to see if you're going to accept it. I want you to accept what this is how I'm going to show you that I want to spend the rest of my life with you, by getting on my knee and proposing to you. That's a respectable way. And that's just a way of showing that, I'm like, even like just going on your knee, that's showing like, I'm showing like, it's almost kind of being vulnerable and like showing you that I'm willing to like, I feel like that's like just a way of showing a female that I want to get married to you. Like, I don't know, like the kneeling, I don't know who came up with that for you to kneel down on the one knee. I feel like that's kind of like some sort of like being like vulnerable and like being,
it's the submissive type
being
of
submissive to her, and like showing her that you love her, you care, you're going to be willing to go above and beyond, and willing to spend the rest of your life with her. But women are now like, they're doing it's a reverse.
Yeah.
It's a reverse. And, I understand that, I feel like if people need to start having conversations, if being just a partner in a relationship or getting married or just dating or whatever, if that's what works for that person you're with. Because I feel like if you have to go to that point of proposing to a man when he's taking his own time, then sis, you don't need to be there. You know what I mean?
It's yeah, I honestly don't. I don't know if that's really why she's doing it, just so, to make this dude understand, like, bro, I'm tired of waiting. But if that's the case, when it comes down to, like, it really comes down to a woman proposing to you, bro, like, I don't know what type of man you are. Like, I'm going to just say it like it is.
Yeah.
I know if you're watching, there's going to be some heat in the comments, and I hope you do meet us in the comment, because it's just going to show what type of dude you are. Because if you're not able to take the responsibility to actually ask this lady for her hand in marriage, so now, you are not a man. Like, you're not a man. If nobody have told you this and you accepted that ring, you are not a man. You're missing a lot of parts. That's honestly how I feel. And I'm talking right to this dude, whoever is watching this, that this is not going to sit right with. But then, so now, if a woman is following this thing and making this norm, is this lady also following the traditional things that you need to do as far as talking to the father to get the lady's hand in marriage? That's part of it. Right?
I would say some people do, maybe. I don't know.
Cut it out.
She went and asked the mom, or maybe the mom isn't around, she asked it just depends on how everybody view things. Maybe she was even she even considered doing that because she saw like the kind of family that he was from, or like that they'll be accepting to it. I don't know, but I just don't know how they go about it before they actually do it. But regardless, it's crazy to me. Yeah, it's crazy to me. But like, why do you think that it gets to that point though? Like, to where a female will want to, go ahead and propose to a man. Like, in your perspective, like I said that maybe they're just tired waiting for him to do it, and to do it they don't want to wait for his time, and maybe they just want to do it and get it over with and be married. But what is what is your perspective?
I mean, I honestly don't have a perspective to see why it would be okay for a woman to do it, right? But to respond to you saying that maybe she's tired waiting, and so like, how long is this wait before she feels like, man, this dude better marry me? If he asks a question, I'm gonna be the one to ask the question. I feel like sometimes I don't want to say maybe it's not the time for him to ask you into this, but I think we need to just take it the other way. Instead of you being the one to ask this dude's hand in marriage, maybe you should set some guidelines. Give this dude some ultimatums and say, the word is,
Ultimatum.
You have to set some guidelines to say, bro, like, it's been 10 years. I mean, it's been 10 years. It's a conversations that need to be had instead of you going and planning an engagement, taking dude to a bridge or whatever. Like, man, like you seen in that video, like, come on. Like, how does a man sit there and let a woman plan all of that and then like say yes? Yeah. Like, say yes?
And I think a lot of times men will say yes only because they don't want to embarrass the person. Because I feel like if your woman have to even do that in the first place, that's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
And then how do you sit there in yourself and say no? Because one thing, and it's also like a fear too, because if I say no, shorty out.
She's out of there.
And we go home, she out. Especially you've been with this person for like a good amount of time, like, 10 yethat whatever the year may be, and y'all like really came far, y'all got a lot of invested together, and then now it's like if you say no, now I see where we're at, so there's no point of me even staying because I know your answer. You don't want to marry me. That's what she's gonna think. Because if I can even like come to this point that I have to propose to you, and then you tell me no, you don't want to be married to me.
You sure don't.
And sometimes I feel like maybe the women just don't want to even test them out. Maybe you think maybe they want to do it and be like, well, let me try and see if you'll say yes. And if he says no, then I know his answer. I know like what his plans are for me. Then I can just leave. It'll be easier for me to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree too. Sometimes maybe like it could be a test tactic or a way to test my man's heart to say, man, let's see if he actually say yes. Right? Like, yeah, if he says yes, then okay, then we have to have a conversation. But if he says no, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
And still have this conversation. But me, if I was a woman, I can never be a woman. Let's get that straight. But I would use it as a test after so many times. Man, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm gonna ask my man this dude hand in marriage, and I dare him to say yes, and I'm out of there.
Or
like
no.
Or no,
right?
It just don't make sense to me, right? Like I can't believe that's actually the thing, but it is a thing. But there's a lot of things that's happening nowadays that don't make sense, right?
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
The world has changed a lot.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Yeah. It's man, I can't really believe it, but it's a thing. It's almost like at this point now, if women are asking men for marriage, then maybe men should be having the babies.
Oh Lord, impossible.
And it is impossible. Just like the same way, like it is impossible for a man to have a baby.
So they should have a baby since they had something. Meanwhile,
Because the roles are flipped.
why you over there saying yes? You might as well just have a baby.
You might as well just go all the way in and take the role of the woman, bro.
You might as well just have a baby.
Yeah.
No, I just feel like to let a female get to that point in life that they have to get on their knees and beg you, because that's begging.
That's begging.
Okay. Could never. That's begging to get on your knee and be like, can you, I've been with you for so many years, and we've done this and we're doing this, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I feel like, first of all, that's a conversation that's already been had in private. so you know where her mind is. So I feel like if you are not ready to be, and I'm not saying force it or rush it just because she's saying that's what she wants. If you're a man and that's not what you want because you're not ready, or you simply just not, she's not the one, then don't rush it. But at the same time, be honest and communicate that and say, listen, like, I don't want to keep leading you on. I'm not ready for it. And I want to be responsible. I don't want to keep holding on to you. So if I don't want to lose you, but give that person the option to be like, okay, since I know where his mind and he's being honest with me that I am not ready for that right now, and let her have the option to say, okay, I will sit here I'll wait for you for 2 more years and see where it goes. Or say, listen, since you're not ready, I can't wait 2 more years. I want to move on. That is, it's almost like sometimes when people, you know, like there's like infidelity in like a relationship, and then they choose not to tell the other person that they cheated. It's like, give me the option to tell you if I want to work it out or not. You don't get to make a decision for me and tell me you're not going to tell me, because even me,
I was protecting you.
Yeah, because if I find out 3 years from now that you hit that for me, now I'm definitely leaving. Because not only did you walk out, now you're a liar. You know, you deceived me, like you led me on. So give people the option to say, okay, you're being responsible by communicating with me. You're being a man by communicating with me. And just because you're saying that you're not ready to marry me doesn't mean you don't love me. You're just maybe not in that mindset. And sometimes just because you're married, it doesn't take a lot to go to the altar and be like, oh yes, I do. If you already know you love that person. I think people kind of think of it so hard sometimes and look so deeply into it. But sometimes people are just not ready. Their mindset is, there's a lot of things they want to change about themselves. Mentally, physically, not physically, but mentally, that they don't want to bring certain baggage into, you know, a marriage. So they want to work on themselves more, and that's okay. But I feel like, be man enough to say, listen, I am not ready for this. I just give me 2 more years. I'll be ready in 2 years. And let that woman be like, you know what? He was man enough about it. He communicated that with me, and I appreciate that and I respect that. So I will choose to wait in 2 years. Since he's telling me, he gave me a time frame, and this is discussion we're having, I will wait for you. Or, listen, I already waited 5 years.
Yeah.
Baby, I've been in here for 10 years. I ain't finna wait 2 more years.
Right.
And let them be able to say that. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah.
You know?
The women are going above and proposing to these dudes. I can clearly see that the conversations of marriage is not happening. Right? Because it's like you're leaving me in the dark. And I've been waiting for this to happen. Right? We have gone as far as having children. We have gone as far as buying homes. We're living the life of married couple or husband and wives, but still it doesn't seem like you want to move forward in this. So let me check on your heart rate real quick, right? And ask you this question and see if, you know.
Nobody should ever make you do that, though. That's going
it
too
doesn't
far.
make sense to me. I'm trying to give them a benefit of a
I could
doubt to
never
see
do
why
that
it
as a
would
woman.
happen.
Like, nobody could ever make me get on my knee to test you out. If I have to do that, I'm leaving. What?
Yeah.
I have to test you by getting on my knee? Oh, you're crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You don't bumped your head 2 times and fell over. Like, what? No, we're not doing that. If you have to push me to the edge to where I have to belittle my womanhood, and can't bend, I can't on my knee and say I can't beg you to tell you to come marry me. Which one is that? You know, I can switch back and forth. So
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But you know,
there's certain things where we can say, oh, that's tradition. But I hope this is not a new tradition that's starting here. Or like, I just hope this is not a new.
I think it's just like a phase.
It needs to be a phase out.
Yeah.
It needs to be a phase out. I hope this doesn't become something where we think like, oh, it's okay. Like, but again, this is the world we're living in, where the things that used to be taboo is the thing that's like, yes, cheer it on, hit the like button.
I feel like there's no such thing as taboo anymore. I feel like that it's just like, you know. Yeah, it's just kind of been erased.
Yeah, the word taboo is erased. Everything is okay now. Everything is legal. Everything can happen. Everybody have their choice. It's all this choice. Yep, the woman choose to get married today, so the woman proposed, and boy said yes, so they're gonna do it. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so as a result of a woman proposing to a man, what do you think some challenges that they might face later on within that relationship or marriage?
Ooh, man, that's a good question, because the the first thing that would come to my mind before you even ask that question is like, the woman proposed, the man said yes. I'm wondering now, because she's gonna hopefully they'll go to this counseling things, and the pastor is talking to them, and all this stuff is happening. And the pastor said, "Oh yeah, how did the proposal happen?" And the woman says, "Oh yeah, I proposed to him, and me as a pastor, as a man of God, I don't know if I'm able to commit that wedding. I don't know if I'm able to do that wedding. I'm sorry, because yeah, I don't know. Just as what came to mind is like, because there's so many other things that have already, the start point have already gone wrong, and now some things could already be damaged if this pastor decides, man, I'm going, all right, let's just do the wedding, right? But to answer your question, is some things that could go wrong. There is automatically, this woman is going to have, no matter what, this girl is going to have a mindset or some type of thought and say, yep, I proposed to this dude and he said yes. I feel like now that's a dominant trait. Like, she's gonna feel a little more dominant over the relationship, because at this time now she did the job that the man was supposed to do. She's probably doing a lot more than what the man is supposed to do, right? So I feel like that's the first thing, that the first concern I'm gonna have with this marriage now is like, dang, she's gonna be the dominant one in this thing. She's gonna be the dominant one.
Yeah, I feel like some challenges that they could face later is just one, I think maybe kind of regretting doing it because of the judgment that you may get from, people out there, and saying, she's stupid for doing that, or, just pretty much judging her for doing that. And then, like you said, judging the guy for even you being a man and sitting there talking about saying yes to a woman that's putting a ring on your finger and getting on her knees. And then also, I just feel like later on in the marriage with him, even if he starts to be, he's not really, because I feel like that can change, like that can change people, like later on. Maybe he might start, acting out. He might start stepping out. He might start doing certain things, because now it's just kind of like, the way you even went about proposing to him, that may have altered your relationship in a way to where now he feels like it's weird.
It is weird.
So that might alter your relationship a little bit, to where you guys start having something like complications, arguing more, fighting more, just because of everybody having their say now in your relationship, because it's like the way you went about it.
Yeah, it is weird, because I think it would definitely challenge me as a man, my pride. Right? Like you said, like maybe she did it and put him on the spot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if this is something that was done unknown to me, which a proposal should be unknown to you, and automatically now they say, she got my family involved. I can't believe my family even agreed to be there, but she got my family involved. She got my friends there. She's got this whole thing planned out. And I'm in a position now. This is somebody that I've been in a relationship with, and all of a sudden now she's on her knees asking me to marry her. Like, how can I say no at this point, right? Because now she's got this whole thing planned out that I was supposed to do. So, okay, I go and I say yes, because at this point now, I don't want to make her feel ashamed. And I don't want to be the man that people say, bro, like, you didn't do it. The girl got on her knees and now you still saying no, right? I feel like there's something there with your pride, that the pride is going to be broken. And because of that, there's going to be issues in this relationship, this marriage. If y'all had it good before, you've put this dude on the spot now where he had to make a decision in front of everybody else to make you feel better for yourself. I'm concerned about how the future of this marriage is going to be.
And then also too, it may be a point where, like I said, something may happen in the relationship to where he may throw it in your face and tell you, well, I told you I wasn't ready to get married. You proposed, you put me in this because you was ready, and that was selfish. He may try to play like the reverse, what they call it, the
Psychology.
yeah, reverse psychology with her, making her feel like, you know, making it feel like it's my fault now you want to cheat. It's my fault now you want to lie. It's my fault that you want to do all these things so you can have an excuse as to why, oh, I wasn't ready to get married because of these things. I was still working on myself. And because you proposed to me, you put me in the position to make me say yes and not say no. And, you know, not embarrass you because I didn't want to embarrass you. So now you put me in the position where I was forced to get married before the time I was ready. Because of these reasons, I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So like that could be another like conflict that they might have later on. It's just like a whole lot of stuff that can come after just because you've opened your relationship. You might be one of those couple where it's like, all right, you know what? I don't care. We're gonna do what we're doing. Whatever make us happy is what we're doing. We don't care about what the outside people have to say, and it might work for y'all. But I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of judgment that comes with that. And I feel like with that, a lot of time it might alter the relationship because if a man is just not ready to do something, you cannot make him do it at your time.
Yeah.
People have to change. And just in general, people have to change on their own time. You may have your opinion as to like, hey, change for this reason. And if you change for this reason, this is how your life is going to change. This is what it may do for you. This is how things are going to change for you when you change. But you can't tell me when to do it. I can only encourage you to do it. But you cannot force me to do it at the time that you're ready. If people don't change on their time, that's where the problem comes in because they're being forced and they're not ready. Mentally, you have to be prepared and wanting to do it. And make that decision that I'm ready to do it and I'm going to do it. And because I want to do it, one, for me. You know, you can't do it for other people if you're not doing it for yourself. So I feel like if a man is not ready to get married, I don't care how many times you open your head and put a book inside and put everything inside your head. If he's not ready to get married, you can't force it. You can't force it, sis. The only thing you can do is have that conversation. I feel like if I was ever in the position to be in that position, I would literally have a conversation. No, I would really have a conversation because I feel like women these days, we have a deadline. Like we'll tell you like, this is what I want in my life at this time in my life. And I feel like, unfortunately, you're just with certain men that it just doesn't ignite with and people are not having conversations. But I feel like I want to have a conversation. It's like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
What's really going on?
Like, what are we doing? Because you're not going to keep holding me down all these years. I don't care what we got going on. If we not build an empire, if we not go overseas and build another empire, if we not have 10 kids and grandkids on top of that, I don't care. If we can't keep playing this cat and mouse game, like we're gonna have this conversation. What are your plans for me? Because you ain't gonna take me from my Maya and house for no reason to come sit me here and put me on the shelf like I'm some type of price you can just come and look at every day. You're coming home to a clean house. You're coming home to your kids being taken care of. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as a woman. And those are not just the only qualities I feel like people need to have to be a wife. There's something like that person also seeing you like a kind of person that you are as well. So if you're still with me, there gotta be a reason, right? That I met at least all of those reasons.
Yeah.
So what's holding you back?
Yeah.
So at this point, we have to have this conversation. If I'm not good enough for you, if you're not ready, somebody else out there is going to appreciate the woman that I am because I promise you, put me back on these streets and see somebody that snatched me up.
Ooh.
Try it.
Said, put me back on these
Try
streets.
it. Because, like, people don't realize what they have. They don't really they don't appreciate, like, good women that they have. I don't know what it is that they're still waiting for. You know, you have a good person in your life. They're supporting you mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever. Like, they're there for you. They're a ride or die. Like, they're there. You know, they don't have children for you. They don't invest it with you. That like so many things, like your expectation has been met, but yet you're not willing to take that step. And that's the only small thing she's even asking for. I just want you to promise me that I'm the one forever, and I want you to commit.
That's the key word. I
want you to commit. That's the smallest thing a lot of women are even asking for, because if anything says so, women are even doing more, you know, like than their expectation for the man he even had. You know, some people just started dating for dating's sake. They didn't even expect the woman to really be their ride or die.
Yeah.
You even expect for that woman to really like carry you the way they took you this far. to have children with you, to build with you. So the small thing I'm asking for, just to commit and say, listen, I want you to tell me, like, I promise me, like, you're gonna ride for me, like I'm riding for you too. Like, you can't even do that.
Yeah,
Put me back on the streets. I'm for the streets.
I think the big word that you said is that commit, man. Commit. And a lot of my brothers, a lot of my bros out here are afraid of that word commit.
They don't like it.
You know, they just don't like it. And you can say what you want. Oh, this dude don't know what he's talking about, bro. But the reality here is that you struggle with commitment. You struggle with commitment because some of us have already been in relationships that are years. Like, you have taken her off the streets and you expect her to just play house and chill out with you for years while you build children, because I don't want to say family, because you haven't tied this thing all the way in yet, right? So, like, the fact that you're afraid to commit to this woman tells me that there might be some underlining things that's going on that we have to check. Right? The key here is the commitment, bro. Like, we need to commit as men. We need to commit to ourselves. We need to commit to the women in our life. We're spending so much time committing to other things. Like, some dudes are committed to sports. They're committed to all this other stuff. But the moment you say, bro, you got to commit to this woman in your life, man, it's a thing. Right? Yeah. And yes, you commit as a good father. You might be a good daddy. You might be a good boyfriend. But you're afraid to be labeled as a good husband?
And I think when it comes to commitment, people think too deep into it sometimes. Or not even too deep. I think that sometimes people think, what is the word? They're afraid of, I don't know, like, people think that because you're married, now your whole life has changed. And your life do change. I'm not going to lie. It does change a whole lot, but not to a point where you're not yourself anymore. If you're with the right person, if you're with your person, not so much change, because there's a lot of people out there that may not be married, but you're living a life like a married person. Because if you're speaking biblically, you're not supposed to be living with no man, having sex with no man, having kids with no man while you're not married, right?
Shacking.
So for the fact that you're even doing that, you're pretty much married.
Yeah.
In my sense, you're just not committed, like, biblically, as far as, like,
putting the
ring on the finger and being committed, or going before God and your witnesses to say, I want to be married. Yeah. So I think a lot of people, like, they don't really think of, like, the true definition of what commitment is. Their mindset just like, I still want to be in the street, and if I get married, now I can't do this and do that. No, if you're with the right person, you don't have to change so much about yourself, because if you're the right person, they accept you for who you are. They will help you grow. They will help you, encourage you to change the things about you that will be better for you and your household or people around you. You guys should just work together for the betterment of the relationship. Is not to change you anyway. Things are going to change. You are going to change. And even in yourself, there is nobody going to tell me, oh, I got married and I didn't change a little bit up on myself because I feel like that worked best for my relationship or my household. I just want to read what commitment is as far as relationship, just so people can hear what it is. So in the context of romantic relationship, commitment refers to the dedication and loyalty partners have towards each other. It involves a deep emotional investment and willingness to nurture and sustain the relationship over time. Here are some key aspects of commitment in relationship. The first one is exclusive partnership. Like I said, you committing that person is going to be the only person you're going to be with. Yeah. And I think, that goes without saying. And just a long-term orientation, emotional support, shared goals and values, open communication, mutual respect and trust, conflict resolution, investment in each other's growth, consistency, and adaptability and flexibility. And those are all things I pretty much just kind of went over. You're already doing that.
Doing it.
We already live together.
Doing it.
You're already my man.
Doing it.
You're supposed to be loyal.
Right.
You're supposed to be respectful. What are some things? We're supposed to communicate. You're supposed to be consistent. We're supposed to invest in each other's growth. We're supposed to resolve our conflict. We're supposed to, share our goals. We're supposed to support each other, and we're supposed to be exclusive for one another. So literally, you're already doing that. What's the problem?
I just don't want to ask
What's
the question,
the problem?
Yeah.
What was the problem? So because if we're in a relationship, it's one thing if you're dating someone, right? If you're dating someone and you guys have a relationship, it's like, because this day and age, dating is very popular. Like, we can date, and just because I'm with you don't mean I don't have two other people over here. That's dating.
That's dating.
And dating does not always mean that there's some type of like sexual interactions. You're dating. You are going on dates. You're hanging out with people. You are seeing where they are intellectually. You're seeing where their goals and aspirations lies. You're trying to see just what their future hold, if it aligns with yours. And if you, like, I'm going to go to John and see what John's talking about. I'll go to Paul and see what Paul talking about. I'll go to Peter and see what Peter talking
shopping.
about. I'm shopping.
Shopping.
I'm out here shopping. Okay, it doesn't mean that. And if you even choose to say, okay,
Just shopping.
yeah, that's what dating is. People don't understand, like, oh, if I'm dating now, I just with John. They just stuck with John. By the time you go now and I be fired and I start dating John, and you and John didn't even match. You don't miss out on Peter and Paul. Because, baby girl, you should have been with all three of them. And like I said again, does not mean you have to have sexual like intercourse with none of these people. You're just dating these people to see where what you want, if that's what they want. And if in the end you get to choose. This is a dating game, baby. You get to choose if you want John, Peter, or Paul.
Wow.
Listen, I'm the prize here. And if I was in a dating world, I would literally let you know you're not the only one I'm with, just to let you know. I'm not even with you. We ain't got no title. I'm just dating you. We're having fun. We're going on dates. Hey, let's go travel together. Let me see what you're about. Let me feel you out. And if we come back from that trip, I saw something like that. You gotta sit 3 days where you in that room there, and some certain things that just didn't sit well with me. You out. You're getting replaced, and then
that's crazy.
You know what I'm
because
saying?
I don't.
That's dating.
You've been off the market for years.
But
baby.
what I'm saying, right? That's dating.
That's dating.
If that's the agreement we have, then that's the agreement we have. But I feel like it just goes without saying if we've been together for like 5 years now, 10 years, 15 years. Baby, we're married. The state of PA, we're married.
In the state of Commonwealth,
So it's like,
you're already
if
married.
all those things that I listed, and that's what you guys are doing, what's holding you back? What is it going to take you to even go? And some people, oh, I'm waiting to get money. What are you waiting for money to go get married? You have everything else that you need. So all you have to go do is ask this people, daughter, my guy, we've been doing it to you. What's up?
What's up with the what's up?
You know what I'm saying? Not me. Like, what's good? So, like, you just gotta go and say, okay, family and friends, pastor, me and the woman, yeah, we know what we want.
Right.
We agree. We
Right.
Put it around our finger. What's up, God? I'm here before you, and I promise that I'm bringing the woman before you, and I'm bringing the man before you, and we promise to abide by your word. You know that you lay out there for, two people that's in love to commit to each other and to love and to care and to richer and poorer, better. What is it? Better or worse?
Yeah.
All that. The
All
whole
that.
thing he wrote. We're here to abide by that. That's all.
Yeah.
Besides that, you walk from out there, you go right back to your house that you already been living in. You go right back to your children that you already been having. You go right back to your life.
Everything's still normal.
You go right back to your life.
Still cruising, and I wonder why my brothers and my brothers are struggling with this commitment here. But
I'm
bro,
tired.
just to my brother out there, my young brother, I know every time when I say my brother, I feel like I'm literally talking to my brothers because I do have 2 brothers. So to the young man out there that it's listening to this conversation, or the young lady out there that is going through this, man, I just want to talk to the brother out there, bro. Bro, come a little closer, man.
Bring that camera.
Zoom in on me a little bit, right? This marriage thing here, it's not as like...
It's not for the faint of heart.
It's not for the faint heart,
but it's not that hard
right?
either.
But it's not as like complicated
If you're with
as
the right person.
people make it if you have the right partner.
Yes.
Right? And let's be for real. You know this is the right person already. You've already gone above and beyond. Y'all have already had taken all the honey out the cone, the pastor like to say. Like, you have gone above. Y'all have made some life investments. But you're still on the edge trying to figure out, is this the one? Was it the one when you made the big investment? Was it the one then? Because that's big, bro. You've already gone above and beyond. Whatever this investment is, there are some big life investments that you have taken as boyfriend and girlfriends, but you are not committed to ask this lady for her hand in marriage. I am confused, right? Is it because of does the circle that you're with have something to do with it? Possibly. Maybe you're just hanging out with a bunch of dudes that just don't want, they are not just married. But if this is what you want, it needs to start up here in your mind. Yes, I'm tired of just being the boyfriend. We have already taken steps to this. Maybe it's time for me to ask her, would you marry me? And not sit on the edge and wait for this lady to do this new sinful tradition that y'all got going on, getting on her knees and asking you to marry her. Really?
Just so ghetto, for real, for real.
That is That's worst. Ghetto. You will never forgive yourself for saying yes. All right, and let me talk to my ladies. Ladies, we ain't doing that. That's not even cute. Y'all, that's not even cute, okay? Number one, if a man wants to be with you, he's gonna want to be with you, okay? Don't ever settle. Don't ever belittle yourself. Don't ever doubt yourself because of a man. If he wants a man, like a lot of, I don't want to refer to Steve Harvey because I feel like this is like a general thing. This is just like a human thing. I feel like someone that you guys can date someone for a month, and I feel like a man knows if he wants to spend the rest of his life with you or not. Don't belittle yourself or doubt yourself for anybody, and don't lower your standard for anybody. If he wants to be with you, he's going to be with you. He's going to make himself available for you and to you. So if it gets to a point where you feel like this is not for you anymore, because, and it's okay if he's not ready. You can't force people to do what they don't want to do, and he may have his own reasons. And if that man want to go work on himself to be a better person for you, and you decide that, listen, if he's saying, okay, give me 2 years, I feel like with that discussion or that communication, it really has to be a time frame. I think people are just leaving the door wide open and letting people like or a man make the decision of when they want to make that decision for them. As a woman, as it's especially this day and age, you know, your mom, your working mom, your career mom, like you have everything already going on. I feel like if you're having a conversation with a man and saying, listen, I have a time frame. I really want to settle down at this time in my life. And it doesn't even have to be like, oh, like in 2024. You can say, listen, by 2026, I want to be settled down. I want to be married. I want to be with my husband. And if I already been with you for 5 years, for 10 years, for 13 years, for 15 years, and we ain't go nowhere yet as far as getting married, then you're not my person. Like, you're not my person. You have to have that conversation. And like I said, if you guys have an agreement to where you want to wait, because I feel, not even wait, let's just scratch that whole waiting thing. Because 10 years, 15 years, what else you want to wait for you to see? What thing you want to go change again? What you want to go change again? This should be you with me or not. Period. And if you don't want to be with me, I'm out. If I have to go start over from my mama house, baby, that's what I finna do. Because I'm not here to play with you. Y'all can be hard on these men, and then it comes to a point where we have to kind of settle and belittle ourselves and go get on our knee to go propose to a man. Oh, Kofi Akwa, abomination. Why our grandparents come out of the grave and just rolling over? Mm-hmm. Hey! Troubled.
God forbid.
That's crazy. That's a good point.
Hey!
Did
you see your mama do that?
Did you see it?
Did you see your grandmama do that? Why you doing that? No, I'm being for real. Because I have to be ghetto real quick with y'all. Because, you know, we can't even take it easy. Why you doing that, sis? Don't ever do that. If he wants to be with you, you are the price.
Right.
Okay? You are the price. Don't let that man come take you from your parent house and go sit you on the shelf and just be looking at you. Then when he come home to clean house, he come home to clean children, He not teach the children, he not feeding. You can't he sit out there, you even feed him. You do his laundry. You do with him. You everything in his life, every aspect is fulfilled. You're doing everything, but then the small thing you ask for, like, I want to be your wife, go make a commitment before God. And if you really respect God, you respect me. Because you shouldn't be keeping me like this in no house like this if you respect God as a Christian man.
Ooh.
As a Christian man, you respect God. Because you don't respect God, how you even respect me? You know what I'm saying? So, if any man that respect God, he will respect you. He will not keep you for that long. And he will not put you on the shelf to be a trophy. Just to see this pretty thing and be looking at. No way. So, I'm just saying to you ladies, please set your standards high. Sit on the pedestal if you have to, because you are the prize. Don't let nobody ever play with you like that. Have the conversation. If you haven't had that conversation yet, have that conversation. And listen, if that's your house, he pack his things. He gotta go. He gotta go.
Not if that's your house. He's gotta
you know
go.
how many men? You know how many men shacking up with these chicks and they didn't even marry them?
Ooh.
Come on, you probably not even in. I know we married, but I'm really in tap with what's going on in the world,
Society, culture.
Like these women are really out here supporting men. The women are buying the homes now. Okay, they have the careers. They are working their ass off. They're doing everything, and they just got some men. They're just playing video game.
Ooh, that part.
They're sitting around playing video game and not doing anything. Then I take baby out of them and everything. Take all the sugar out of the corn, everything. But they don't even want to marry you, and you just there, sis? For what? Huh? Don't do that.
Nita is snapping.
Because y'all don't piss me off. Don't do that.
She's snapping.
No, because I just feel like a lot of women don't value themselves a lot. And I know that sometimes it comes from trauma. It comes from what you might have went through in your life. And sometimes maybe it's just like a generational thing, what you seen your mom or auntie do. But it doesn't have to continue. It can end with you. You have to set your standards. You have to respect. I mean, I always tell people, if you don't respect yourself, nobody will respect you.
Fact.
If you don't respect yourself, nobody will respect you. And just like the context of like a relationship, and if you're with a Christian man, he cannot say he respect God, and he can't say he respect you if you don't respect God, because like, you know, marriage is very sacred. And for you to keep me for so long, and we've done so much together, and you can't even go before God and the thing God told you to do, he told you, like, you know, commit. It's very important. So if you can't even do that, then like, how can a man respect you? If you don't even respect, you keep belittling yourself, you keep sitting in this place, and man, just keep keeping you here. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. Even Beyonce, something that you don't even have to do, you're doing it. Just because, and some people, like some women, that will go above and beyond to even do certain things for a man to see them in that form, to say, oh my God, like, I'm going to clean, I'm going to cook, I'm going to do this. Sometimes it's not even what a man is looking for. Sometimes that's not even the quality that he have when he's, oh, I want a woman that clean and cook. Because I really feel like, to be honest, cleaning, cooking, yes, traditional, they be like, oh, it's a women's job or whatever. But like, this is a teamwork.
Teamwork.
Okay? If I can cook, you finna cook. If I can clean, you finna clean. I'm not gonna ask my husband to clean and cook all the time. You know, traditionally, yeah, we know like that's our role per se, but I feel like it's also both of us role when we both have time, especially if we're both working. You know, we're both equally taking care of the kids. We're both doing everything. I feel like there has to be some type of teamwork to where you both are doing, unless you're a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home wife, where, you know, I feel like those are expectations where, well, all right, you know, but come on.
100% agree.
You're doing all of those things and then he can't even marry you?
Yeah. Bro, if you are a Christian man and you accepted that woman proposing to you, I am in super, super duper
That special place in hell.
question mark all over the place. Bro, let's pray. Amen.
Before we close this out, ultimately, you know, follow your heart. You know, if you sat with yourself and had a conversation with yourself, and you said to yourself that this does not feel right, I feel like there's more to me, I feel like there's more for me, and I feel like there's somebody else for me, and you have all those conversations for yourself. Come on, ladies, we know we have our own conversation. We have staff meetings. with ourselves. Okay, like we have a conversation. So if you ever sat with yourself and you have these concerns, and follow your guts, make a decision, and figure life out and do what's best for you. But with that being said, thank you guys for tapping in today, for having this great conversation with us. And thank you guys for tapping in today and having this beautiful conversation with us. And if you have any comments, please comment below. Send us a DM for any more conversations you would like us to have. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share these videos with your friends and family. And we hope to see you guys in the next conversation. And thank you to my man, for always sitting here with me. You know what? I think I will do some videos with myself the next time. You know, because I just on teenage, I go on toy ball, and he say he want toy ball A.
Yeah, I think so too, because she was snapping today. But appreciate y'all, man.
But, thank you for having this conversation with me. It was a great conversation. And we hope to see you guys next week. Bye. And thank you to our host. Come here, baby.
Our producer
of the day. He was the one switching the cameras back and forth.
Here's our switcher. Sit right here, son.
Come here, baby.
Teaching our son to learn the ropes.
That's my twin. My twin. Okay.
Shout out to our producer of the day, man. He is the one. He did all the switching. He did all of this, man. And he's only 8 years old.
Not only. Only. When you say only is when you just turned that age. My baby about to be 9 next month. Okay.
Wow.
Period.
Good job, son. Appreciate it.